the hot topic in the room whenever you go to meetings anymore is everybody wants to keep talking about cover crops.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done anything much on it?
No,
do you have any thoughts on it one way or the other?
The best thing I could say is I'm a monoculturist.
Okay.
I believe in trying to keep one species of a crop, introducing other crops or plants, if you will, can have some positive effects and some negative effects. Mm-hmm. So how I look at it, using dumb logic, one of the problems we have in southern Indiana is our ground likes to lay a little bit wetter in the spring, mm-hmm. and it likes to get a little bit drier in the summer. We just, for some reason, we can hold moisture good in the spring, but we can't hold moisture very good later on. Right. And putting a cover crop out there that we're going to desiccate or it's, yay tall. Now, to me, that is going to just completely keep that ground wetter and colder.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons I've not been a big fan of it. Now, one thing I have talked with some people about that I am interested in is if there is a way to incorporate cover crops, I'm wondering if I couldn't build a planter where we offset the rows of what the strip-till bar is.
Oh, sure.
So I could plant, if you will, cover crops and leave a strip that will be clean for me then the next spring to come in and strip-till right into. Now that I do have some interest in.
The fellow that gave me the residue lesson over by Jacksonville, Illinois, and been a strip tiller 20 years or more. Cover cropper, one of the first cover crop guys. And all of a sudden they got into where they said, okay, we're going in with the air seeder. We've blocked off every 30 inches, and we're planting 2 rows, we're leaving a strip. We're planting 2 rows, we're leaving a strip.
Yeah, that's...
And then they fall strip, but
yep.
But same principle, exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's...
And I know I've got guys, I've got some customers out in Ohio that they're trying to build strips and seed covers at the same time.
Yeah.
So they're just blowing seed in between each strip mm-hmm. as they're going. It's like anything else that you're doing different than somebody else. There's nobody, they don't have a textbook that they can open up and say, no. Yeah, this is the way we need to do it. So they're writing their own book.
Yeah, and there's been a fairly large gain of cover crops in our area. I'm not saying those guys are right. I'm not saying they're wrong. Basically, I'm just sitting back and studying right now. But there used to be, and there's still a fair amount, but there used to be a lot of wheat grown.
Sure.
So I've always kind of been of the mindset, well, if you're going to go grow a cover crop, you might as well get paid for it. So wheat's a pretty good cover crop.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that the fields hold better, but, there again, going back to, why are we using a cover crop? Are we using it because it's making everything healthier? Okay, mm-hmm. I could buy that. We'll have that conversation. Or are we doing it because, well, it helps hold the ground in place? Okay, well, I'll definitely have that conversation. But really good corn residue will hold ground in place just as well as anything that I pay to plant.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, maybe I ought to just keep growing corn.
Yeah. Well, and I know, going back to your comment as far as the guys that are knocking their rye down, and as the conversation we had a little while ago, as I was driving down here, see so much rye that's already been terminated.
Yeah.
My heavy soils, I don't even want to think about doing any terminating.
Yeah. You probably don't. You want to keep it growing so that way it's staying off the ground and can dry.
In 2019, one of the wettest years we've ever had, the best planting conditions we had that year, we planted into rye that was this tall. Everything before that was mud. Everything after that, we were out in no-till corn stalks, trying to plant beans into corn stalk, and it was just like a road. And were our yields fantastic? They were we were satisfied.
Right.
But it's a process. We're still learning what we're trying to do. And I know I had a neighbor when I first started doing cover crops. He said, "No, I'm going to watch so and so first." I said, "You can watch so and so all you want. Until you do it, you have no idea how you like it."
Yeah, that's for sure.